All right, good evening and welcome to another Flight Sim live stream on the Midlife Pilot YouTube channel. Tonight's going to be fun and also fairly quick. We are at North Las Vegas Airport, KVGT, which sits underneath of the Class Bravo airspace for McCarran International. And what I'm looking forward to tonight, a lot of Class Bravos have some VFR transition corridors that are available kind of to navigate the Bravo to some of the smaller fields, more GA friendly fields that sit underneath of them. And this is one of my favorites here in the Las Vegas Class Bravo. This is the ROX 2 departure that we're going to fly tonight on our way down to a little field that sits under the bottom near the southernmost part of the Bravo airspace for Las Vegas called Jean. Just so you know what I've done so far, all I've done is started the airplane. I'm flying a Payware Cessna 172 from Airfoil Labs. I think its mechanics are really good and it feels as close to real as I've found one to feel. All I've done is start it up. I got the ATIS already here at North Las Vegas, and I've programmed some frequencies. So down here on my old Bendix radio, I've got clearance delivery, which we have to call first when we're sitting at an airport under Class Bravo, and then ground here for North Las Vegas. And then in my COM1 radio, I've got tower. And then we'll program the frequency they give us for departure in there here in a minute as soon as we get our departure clearance. Feel free to comment in the chat. I am watching it over here to my right. I've got a laptop going with the YouTube chat, and I'll be able to interact with you that way as we go. So let's not waste a ton of time sitting here on the ground. Let's check one more thing real quick. The ATIS, the altimeter is 2964, so I'll go ahead and set that while we're here. .2964, and we'll go ahead and set our DG while we're here. Go. My mouse also is also being squirrely. All right.
Flight 1954, you're logged in under Flight 1954, so the flight plan's going to show up under that. So if you want to fly under air shuttle, you need to change the call sign before you connect to the network.
Oh, I'll do that, I think.
And if you caught any of the stream yesterday, you picked up on the fact that a PilotEdge is exceptionally busy during this pandemic, and it's been hard to get a word in here sometimes because they've got one controller working a ton of different frequencies, and there's a ton of pilots on.
Type is Charlie 172 Slant Golf. Niner Alpha Hotel.
Sam is here, and Ben. Hey guys. Sam's talking about VATSIM. It is also very cool. It definitely changes. Just having air traffic control changes the whole dynamic of simulator flying. I got frustrated with VATSIM a few years ago because it was just so sporadic finding coverage. So this has been a pretty cool experience so far. Let's see if we can get a word in here with clearance.
Runway 12 left, taxi Alpha.
12 left via Alpha, Niner Alpha Hotel.
Runway clear, Alpha 185 Charlie, looking for a destination for the I-4 test.
Yeah, boy. It's going to be a long night.
Looking for I-4
I'm going to move around here in the non-movement area while we wait.
Skyhawk 7185 Charlie.
For 7185 Charlie, John clearance. Destination will be Santa Monica Airport, Kilo Sierra Mike Oscar.
Destination is Santa Monica Kilo Sierra Mike Oscar for 85 Charlie. Thank you.
Series 4 Papa Charlie, contact SoCal departure.
Over to SoCal, Series 4 Papa Charlie. Fullerton Ground Team.
Oh my God.
Clear to John Wayne Airport on departure flight heading 230, radar vector Soul Beach, direct, maintain 2000, expect 3,100 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 3613.
I'm jumping in as soon as I hear read back correct.
Vectors, heading 230 are direct. Maintain 2,000 feet, 3,000 feet in 10 minutes. Departure 128.1, squawk 3613. Send free for Mike Tango.
Sky for Mike Tango, read back correct. Have your request for the I-1.
North Las Vegas clearance delivery Skyhawk 3852 Lima is a 172 slant golf on the ground looking for flight following to 0 Lima 7 via the Rocks 2 departure 6,500. What are the chances she got all that?
No 312 Yankee Bravo, did you call a taxi?
Affirmative, Yankee Bravo, looking for taxi.
2 Yankee Bravo, I'm waiting for a taxi.
24 via Alpha, Yankee Bravo.
Ben says it's like this is what it's like at his home airport. It takes forever to get going. I'm fortunate my home airport is non-towered, although we fly a lot to a towered Delta that's just 15 miles or so south of us, if that, less than that. 8 or 9 miles. And they're not very busy, so I haven't ran into a ton of...
Call radio check, you are 5 November 3852 Lima, North Las Vegas, clearance, come back.
She did get us.
Two main grounds, this is send free for Mike Tango at Southwest, run up, ready for taxi.
For Century 4, Mike Tango, John Wayne ground, runway 20 right, taxi Bravo Kilo.
Yeah, this ramp area is all uncontrolled. I'm just
Runway
going
20 right, taxi Bravo Kilo. Send free for Mike Tango.
There's 3852 Lima. Cleared via Rocks 2 departure. Remain outside Las Vegas Bravo airspace. And departure frequency will be 133.905, squawk 5124. Las Vegas altimeter 2965.
Okay, 2965. We're cleared via the Rocks 2 departure. We'll remain clear of the Bravo. 133.905 on departure and squawk 5124 for 3852 Lima.
52 Lima, read back correct.
All right, so we'll put our squawk code in here. Go ahead and pre-program our departure frequency.
From east to west.
All right. Now we can try to get a taxi call in. That'll be the next.
6 Delta Charlie, Sunrise Power, transition approved, remain north of the airport.
Giant job.
Altimeter 2973. Who else called?
Yankee Bravo, Alpha 24.
No 312 Yankee Bravo, Fulton Tower, runway 24 for takeoff when 2010.
Clear for takeoff for 24, Yankee Bravo.
North Las Vegas ground, Skyhawk 3852 Lima is at the midfield hangars information Sierra, ready to taxi Rocks 2 departure.
It's number 3852 Lima, North South Bay bound. Runway 25, taxi Bravo Charlie Alpha. Cross runway 30 at Charlie, cross runway 30 left at Charlie, and cross runway 30 right at Charlie.
Okay, taxi to runway 25 via Bravo Charlie Alpha, cross runway 30 left at Charlie and 30 right at Charlie, 3852 Lima. Lord. Bravo Charlie Alpha, we're crossing them both at Charlie.
Number 2 Yankee Bravo, contact set departure.
No departure to Bravo.
Am I thinking of getting my, Ben wants to know if I'm thinking of getting my instrument rating after my private. I think it's a good idea. I don't have any immediate plans to kind of jump into it, but I think if you have the resources to do it just from a safety standpoint, and you can stay current, and proficient, then I think it makes a lot of sense just to have that experience. Well, and it also, it opens up a lot more opportunities to fly places. But yeah, I would like to do it ultimately. I don't have any immediate plans to do it. All right, Bravo Charlie Alpha. So we're going to get on Bravo here. Also, I'm confused about why. Hold on. You know what? Let me stop for just a second. Yeah, that's 25 is correct. Yep. I should never second guess her. All right. Bravo Charlie Alpha. Got to make sure the winds were correct for that being the correct runway, that we should have just not accepted blindly without knowing that. All right. This is Bravo.
Chino Airport, Cherokee A157 Charlie, 10 miles east, inbound for landing.
The audio should be better tonight as well. I did realize last night after I checked the recording that I was buried by the PilotEdge ATC a lot, so I made some adjustments to that tonight, so apologize for that last night. All right, this is going to be Charlie here on our right, and we're going to immediately be crossing.
There's 734 My Tango, John Wayne Tower, runway 20 at Kilo Cliff for takeoff, wind 20012, gust 19.
Okay, for takeoff 209, 734 My Tango.
This is 30 left.
Meadows Tower, Skyhawk 629er Alpha Hotel, holding short 28 left at Alpha, requesting right crosswind departure.
There's 629 Alpha Hotel, Bakersfield Tower, right crossing departure approved, wind 15011, runway 12 left, clear for takeoff.
12 left, clear for takeoff, 9er Alpha Hotel.
Calling Chino Tower
All
for
right, this is
transition.
30 right, which we're also cleared.
Chino Tower,
Cross.
Cherokee A157 Charlie, 8 miles east, inbound for landing.
November 8157 Charlie, Chino Tower, make sure they runway 26 right, report stream off final.
And then Alpha is up here. We'll have a right turn on Alpha.
We'll report 2 miles final, 57 Charlie.
Yes,
Runway 26 right.
Ben, I saw that. The ATIS I got right when I signed on was 200 at 13 gusts 23. So that'll be exciting. I should have looked at my crosswind component calculator because, let's see, this runway's 250, so it's going to be 50 degrees off. 23 knot gusts, 50 degrees off the runway heading. That's going to be interesting.
John Wayne Tower, John Wayne clearance. This is Jordan 267.
So So at this point, I'm also
Jordan 267, John Wayne.
monitoring tower, although it's the same person.
John Wayne, clearance, Jordan 267.
We'll switch our radio over here to COM 1.
Departure clearance
I'm actually going to do a quick run-up. I have a checklist for this plane. We'll get up here and do that before we...
Jordan 267, on departure, flight heading 230, maintain VFR at or below 2,400, televised, departure frequency 128.1.
So I like flying this route. The secret is one of the things I really hope to do in the first couple of years after I have my pilot's license is we go to Las Vegas every April. Well, not this year because of the pandemic, but for the National Association of Broadcasters convention. And I would love to, there's a couple places at North Las Vegas that rent 172s. I would love to go out there and rent a 172 and fly over to Grand Canyon National Airport and check out the Grand Canyon and do all that. I just think that would be a super cool experience. So I hope to get to do that here in the not too distant future.
56433, Burbank Tower, runway 8, clear
Alright,
land,
let's
wind
get
1007.
set up here and do a quick run-up before we go.
Runway 8, clear to land, 433.
I have some handy-dandy checklists here
John Wayne ground.
we can reference.
321 Whiskey Zulu.
Parking brake is set. I don't care about seats and seatbelts and crap. Flight controls, we could look outside if we were serious. Flight instruments. Alright, let's check our horizon. Line it up. Compass.
John Wayne clearance, Southall 7185 Charlie, looking for IFR clearance to Santa Monica with information Charlie, and this is for the I-4.
So like something like that. Fuel quantity looks good. Mixture's going full rich.
157 Charlie, 2 mile final, runway
Fuel selector valve. It's on both.
Number 85 Charlie, runway 26 right, clear to land,
Throttle to 1800.
2207.
Clear to land, runway 26 right, 57 Charlie.
And here is the left mag.
Is incorrect for the
75 RPM drop back to both. Right mag, about the same. Back to both. Vacuum gauge looks good. Engine instruments in the green. Ammeter showing positive charge. No annunciator panel lights. Here is idle check. It idles. Lean out a little bit again. Our radios are set. Nav GPS switch doesn't matter. Autopilot is off. Manual trim. Let's check our trim wheel. Trim wheel free. Elevator trim set for takeoff. Parking brakes released. All right. Before takeoff, checks complete. Oh my God.
And then refile my flight plan.
Alright, Charlie, Roger, and look at the notes. Look at the notes attached to the tech group.
Yeah, Henderson exec. That would be awesome, dude. What were you flying, Ben, when you came in there?
Really 151 Charlie, I think I did, but in case I didn't. Runway 26 right, clear to land.
All right, let's pull up to the hold short line. North Las Vegas Tower, Skyhawk 3852 Lima, holding short runway 25, ready to go. Rocks 2 departure. Let's see what our on-course heading is going to be.
3852 Lima, North Las Vegas Tower, wind 200 at 13, gust 23, runway 25, clear for takeoff.
25, cleared for takeoff, 3852 Lima. 234 is our on-course heading. So I like to put my little heading bug on that so I can keep an eye on it. All right, we're clear for takeoff. Landing lights on. Mixture is now rich. Flaps are up. Trim is set for takeoff. Fuel selectors on both. Let's take this opportunity to reset our clock, our flight timer over here. Use all the runway. Aileron into the wind because we do have a pretty significant crosswind from the left. Right rudder. Power's coming in. Engine instruments in the green. Airspeed's alive. There's 50 knots. There's 55. Let's pull it off.
Tower Cherokee 157 Charlie, clear runway
Hello.
at Delta, taxi to the east.
There's that wind. You see it? Did you see it crab into the wind? My goodness.
Alpha, Delta, if you need it. Remain this frequency and have a wonderful night.
On this frequency, Delta Alpha. Good night, thank you.
Yikes.
Port 63 clear runway 8 at Charlie 7.
So we have to remain at or below 3,500 here.
433 taxi to parking lot Charlie. Have a great night.
I'm sorry, 4,500 for this first leg. She didn't give me any instructions on it.
Contact Las Vegas departure.
Over departure, 52 Lima. Good day. Las Vegas departure, Skyhawk 3852 Lima, just off North Las Vegas, and the Rocks 2 departure.
385 Lima, Las Vegas departure, ready to contact. Charlie contact, we need to change. 134.2. Future contact, LA Tower 120.905. 2095, have a 5, yeah. 1 uniform Delta contact, LA Tower 120.905. Tower 2095, 1 uniform Delta, Bravo. What's the frequency for Sirius for Papa Charlie?
So I'm making the turn to fly the departure here. Because when I got my clearance, I was cleared via the departure. So I don't know if I need to wait. I don't think I need to wait for any further instruction from the departure controller to make that turn to follow the published departure. So, all right, landing lights going off. After takeoff checklist, oil pressure, flaps are up, aircraft lighting is required.
Air 6 right out there, do you want the X-ray Yankee or Zulu? X-ray.
70 to 85 knots en route climb. Throttle full, mixture rich. We'll lean above 3,000 MSL, which we got to be. So we'll lean here shortly.
3,400 to establish localized, cleared.
I'm going to go up to about 4,300 because the shelf of this Bravo is 4,500, and I was instructed to remain clear of the class Bravo. So we'll lean just a skosh here, and we'll do it formally once we get here, right about in here somewhere. Let's go bring the nose over. Bring some power back just a little. Out here, I don't know if you can see it. That is the first point of the Rocks 2 departure. That is the Red Rock Retention Basin. That's one of those VFR waypoints. That's where we're flying to right now. That retention basin out there, and I'm going to use trim. This is one thing I don't do great in the simulator or in the real plane for that matter. Is trim to help me out as much as possible. I could use autopilot in the sim here, but I'm not going to do it because I don't have that luxury in the real airplane that I'm flying. So I'm just going to hand fly this entire thing. All right. Go ahead and lean. We'll watch our EGT gauge down in the bottom left here. KVGT still climbing. Just little bits at a time here on the mixture. There, it started to reduce, so I'm gonna come back to where I was, the peak, and then come up just so it's about 50 degrees rich of peak. That's awesome, dude. A 172 into Henderson. One day I'll do it not on a computer.
Charlie, information echo is current. Wind 20.
So now, as per the published departure, once we cross this basin and make our left turn southbound, we're outside of the Bravo, and we're to fly this at 6,500, and hopefully, as they've done for me in the past, they'll give me a Bravo clearance so that I can fly through a couple shelves of the Las Vegas Bravo on the way south.
Contact point, approach 124.7.
124.7, perfect, Charlie. SoCal Skyhawk 172 Romeo Victor.
172 Romeo Victor.
So we're just now flying clear of the Las Vegas Bravo.
Lost connection there. I'm inbound between Recco and Escon into Palomar.
172 Romeo Victor, affirmative. You can reset your transponder 5046.
So I'm going to go ahead and begin a climb.
Send and maintain 5,200.
Was that 5046?
And we're going to climb to 6,500.
And descend 5,200. 172 Romeo Victor.
6 Charlie, contact Palomar Tower, 19 point, correction 18.6. 18.6 Charlie.
We're going to make a left turn.
So Tower approach to CQ4 Tower level 4,000, heading 250.
Papa Charlie, point to approach Oxnard altimeter 2984. You're 1 mile from Kudak, flighting 270, maintain 3,600 to establish local hours of clear down, runway 25 approach.
Heading 270.
Now we're just going to head up this valley. That's the next leg of this this published departure.
2 Romeo Victor, expedite your descent, please.
I'll expedite 17 Romeo Victor.
Circle departure, this is Jordan 267 at checking in 2,300.
Jordan 267, SoCal Park, cancel out the restrictions and on navigation.
Roger.
Let's go. We're on the next waypoint here. Oh god, I need to make this thing bigger. I can't use this. I'm also flirting very, very close.
There's 27 Charlie Mike Los Angeles Center, Roger. Descend via Disney for arrival.
.180 heading, which is about
2 Romeo Victor, turn right the long way, heading 210, join the local hours.
Left 210, what's Romeo Victor?
Negative, the long way, right turn, heading 210, the long way, join the local hours.
Right 210, what's Romeo Victor?
all right. We're almost to 6,500, which is pretty much going to be our cruising altitude the rest of the way down through this transition.
4 Mike Tango flight 170.
What was the heading for the 3 for Mike Tango?
4 Mike Tango flight 180.
180, 3 for Mike Tango.
Air 2 Romeo Victor, have you made the right turn?
No, negative. I don't know exactly what you want me to do.
That's not complicated. Turn right, heading 210. Now you need to turn right, heading 09. Let's make it 0609.
Right heading 060, 172 Romeo Victor.
Yeah, Air 2 Romeo Victor, that's not complicated. It's literal, just take ATC instructions literally. They want you to turn right, heading 210. You turn right until you're on 210 heading.
Well, that's the thing. I'm heading about 250, 260 heading now, and left would be 210. Okay, so you want me to... I gotcha.
Yeah, Air 2 Romeo Victor, turn right, heading 060 now. Yeah, earlier when I wanted you to go to the 210 heading, it was almost a 360 to the right. That's why I said to the right the long way.
Gotcha.
Air 2 Romeo Victor, descend and maintain 3,600.
I love listening to these conversations. I don't know if you're paying attention to these, but this is so fun to hear people learning, and you know, this is a great platform for that. It's a great platform for people to
Yankee Bravo,
learn these interactions with ATC in an environment that there's no danger to anybody. If they don't follow they don't follow correctly. Hey, monkey. Thanks for checking in. Trying to get back into things a little bit. Don't have much else to do during these work from home isolation times, so I've been trying to get as much time in the sim as I can.
Romeo Victor, passing 4,500, turn right heading 210, joining localizer.
Passing 4,500, can I get that animal system over there?
That's Romeo Victor, it's going to be a right turn heading 210 to join localizer.
Passing 4,500, right turn 210 to join localizer, 1,002, what's up, Romeo Victor?
712 Romeo Alpha, Los Angeles Center, Daggett altimeter 2973. 734, Mike Tango, contact John McTarr 126.8.
So I'm gonna have to call them here and see if I can get a Bravo clearance. And departure, Sky 385 to Lima. Any chance we can get a Bravo clearance here on the ROX 2?
385 to Lima is actually designed to not use a Bravo clearance. What are your intentions? What do you want to do?
Well, we're at 6,500. We're trying to go to Gene. I mean, we can stay outside. I was just hoping to get a little shortcut if we could today.
Two Romeo Victor, 2 miles from ESCON, maintain 3,600 till established localizer cleared ILS runway 24 approach. Now it should make sense what I was trying to do there.
Yeah, clear ILS 24 approach, maintain 3,600. Yeah, thank you for that. 172 Romeo Victor.
252, you just wanted to send through the Bravo to the left?
Yeah, if we could. Is that what most people do on this transition? I mean, once they get past out here where I'm at currently, do they generally descend down and stay under the shelf the rest of the way?
Depends on where they're going. The ROX departure is really designed for people who want to climb above the Bravo. It's not really designed for people short range who want to go under. Normally those guys will go either under the shelves here, or they'll try to get the numbers transition over at Las Vegas to get over out of the Bravo over by Henderson. If you're familiar with that.
I see. Sounds good. I can do whatever you need me to. I can stay outside or descend down below through here.
That's no problem. You cleared through Bravo airspace 6,500 or below.
All right, clear into the class Bravo 6,500 or below 5 to Lima. Thanks. So that's interesting. I didn't realize that this route was not necessarily intended. I've always gotten the clearance when I've got back over here near these shelves. So
135.5.
I'm gonna have to check out. I would much rather take the numbers clearance over McCarran if I can get it. That would be awesome. I may have to check that out next time.
Circle departure, Jardina 267.
Jardina 267.
Okay, so PilotEdge is great, Ben. I mean, what I like about it is you can also cancel your membership and reapply it every month, so that if you're not using it a lot, sometimes you can just cancel it for periods of time, which I've done a ton of times. Monkey, my setup is not too terribly complicated. This is just X-Plane 11 running on a pretty standard PC with a decent graphics card. I'm using a Payware 172 from Airfoil Labs that I bought. And then as far as exterior hardware, you can't see it in this camera shot, but I've just got the Logitech yoke rudders and a switch panel and throttle quadrant right here. That's all the hardware I've got. And then I've got my iPad running ForeFlight, which ties in with PilotEdge, which is awesome. So I can see other traffic. I can see my moving map just like I'm in the airplane. And the nice thing about PilotEdge is they use everything is authentic. So they use real world frequencies. Everything is to the charts. So it's as real as it gets, and everybody's using the same weather. You're using real world weather. It's about as real as it can get. Ben says he likes how nice the ATC folks are. Yeah, that's one of the things. I've heard people get short with people before, especially when they're really busy, but I just think it's such a great training tool, because like that, what I just learned there about this route, like you would have a hard time asking that in Las Vegas departure in the real world. I mean, it would not be something you would do. It's just a great tool for learning. If you're going to make your mistakes, it's nice to make it here rather than in the real world. All right, I have no idea what's going on down here at Jean Airport. There's no ATIS there. So let's see what the nearest reports are. 190, 14 to 22. Holy cow. Okay, so these are definitely going to be runway 20. And I remember earlier, it's a right pattern for 20 right, or a left pattern for 20 left. I'm going to try to land on 20 right again, except I'm going to do it a little bit differently than I did this last time. I'm going to just slowly descend down through the mountain pass. Because the altitude of the field that we're going to is 2835, right? Yeah, so like 3,800 feet is going to be pattern altitude. So we're about 8 miles from there. It's off our left. Let me set my bug up for 200 so I can see. Yeah. So this is the mistake I made the last time I flew this route. I ended up getting stuck too close to some of these ridges, and I couldn't get down. There's the field. It's pretty much off our nose right now. You can see the beacon. Actually, you see another airplane at the field parked on the ramp. So I'm going to tell him we've got field in sight. Just tell him we need to leave. And departure 385 to Lima. We've got Gene in sight.
that.
Level 1500, question 1500. May I have a control line inside and information Delta for travel line?
15 Tango Bravo, second departure, ready to contact. Make a 5 mile straight in, runway 20 right.
Like a 5 mile straight in, runway 20
I'm going to come over here and in a right base for 20 right.
Circle approach Jordana to
Put my landing light on.
Checking in at 6,500.
38 to 67, SoCal approach, clear to Bravo airspace, closer.
Fuel selectors on both. Make sure we're slowly enriching. Instruments look good. Avionics are all set. Lights are on. No pitot heat required. For landing checklist complete. Let's take a look at some speed.
2986 on the altimeter. Jordana 2827.
60 to 70 on 5. VFR and over to advisory 385 to Lima. Good day. One thing I should have done already has been calling Gene 122.9 as their CTAF. I got a little bit behind on that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Harry, 12 Yankee Bravo, contact Vegas at approach 118.8.
Alright, so now we can call CTAF frequencies. Let's see here. We're about 4 miles. And Gene traffic, Skyhawk 385 to Lima is about 4 miles, let's call it west of the field, descending out of 4,800. Going to make a right base for runway 20 right, Gene traffic. Let's get some power pulled back and slow this thing down a little bit. All right, keep coming down. And Gene traffic, Skyhawk 385 to Lima, now a 2 mile right base, runway 20 right, Gene. All right, let's get slowed down so we can start getting set up here. Dang, you're going to be turning final here. Okay, inside the white arc, first notch. Nope, not yet. Let's not cut that short. A little power, holy cow. Gene traffic, Skyhawk 385 to Lima now, turning final, runway 20 right, Gene. Because of the wind, I'm just going to land flaps 20 here. I see 20 right. Over the numbers. Power coming to idle. Ah. Welcome to Gene. Get on those brakes. I don't want to taxi all day in this thing. And Gene traffic 385 to Lima, clear runway 20 right, Gene. All right, here we are, safe and sound. My pride would have been a little hurt by the flatness of that landing, but we're here. All right, and then we just do our normal shutdown procedure like you would in any of the airplane. Avionics is off, all the lights are off. Mixture comes back to idle.
The engine seems ideally.
And masters and mags, and the plane shut down. Thanks for coming along. No, Jacob. No. Hi, Jacob. No, the answer is no. I did not give up on private. I had a lot of things happen. So the last time I flew was September. The last cross-country video I did to Greenbrier County. It was the last time I've flown. I very busy with work in the football season, doing TV and radio production for football. So fall just was pretty much out of the question. And then winter came around. Never got back to it. The plane had two more generator failures. Had an alternator installed. Couldn't hook up with Tyler. The long story short is, I'm hoping once we get through this pandemic that we're currently in, that in May, June, we can get back to it. I really just need like a handful of touch-up lessons with Tyler, and then I think I'll be ready for my ride. So no, definitely did not give up. Just haven't had the time to really do much flying since September, but it's coming. We'll get back to it. All right, I may do some more of these over the pandemic time while we're all locked in place. They're pretty fun. Yeah, anyway, if any of you have PilotEdge or want to just fly sometime on the PilotEdge network, you can. If you don't have PilotEdge, there's a 30-day trial you can sign up for. There's no cost whatsoever. Install the plugin for your sim and then let me know, and we can go out to an uncontrolled field somewhere and do a group flight or mess around and fly together. So it would be great. Anyway, thanks for hanging out tonight. I do appreciate it, and hope to see you guys soon, and hope to get back in the air soon. Talk to y'all later.